Well, hey there. Welcome to the Movie Review Mom YouTube channel. If this is the first time you've been here, yay, I'm so glad you found me. I've been waiting for you. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. I really appreciate your support. My goal is to give you the heads up on filmmaking quality and content so that you can make the best decision as to whether or not you want to spend time or money or both watching a specific film. Now, I've been reviewing a ton of Christmas movies lately, so I wanted to throw in another review of a non-Christmas movie that I think is really powerful. It's called The Swimmers. This dramatic movie is now available exclusively on Netflix. It's rated PG-13 and is 2 hours and 14 minutes long. My movie review mom grade is an A-. And so let me explain why. And I'll give you an overview in a nutshell, and I'll point out things I liked and didn't like, as well as offer tips for parents, themes worth talking about, interesting lines, funny lines, and finishing up with recommendations for other movies that are sort of similar that I think you'll also really enjoy. You ready to dive in? Pun intended. Here we go. In a nutshell, sisters Yusra and Sarah Mardini fled their home country of Syria in 2015 when their house was destroyed during the civil war there. They journeyed to Lebanon and then on to Turkey, where they arranged to be smuggled into Greece on a dinghy. However, the refugees were in the middle of the Aegean Sea when the engine of the overcrowded dinghy cut out, and the pair, plus two others who could swim, were responsible for saving the lives of those on board. Just a year after their harrowing experience, Yusra competed in 2 swimming events at the Rio Olympics as part of the refugee Olympic team. So this inspirational movie was directed by the Egyptian Welsh Sally El Hosseini, who also co-wrote it with Jack Thorne. It combines sports movies with survival movie genres and is based on true events. So there were a lot of things I really liked about this movie. First of all, the cast was really great and completely believable in their portrayal of the real people the story's about. The most screen time went, of course, to the sisters, played beautifully by Natalie Issa and Maynal Issa, sisters in real life, which I thought was great. Matthias Schweibhoff might be the only recognizable face in the cast. At least it was for me. It was a pleasure to meet some of these new actors. The issue of refugees is controversial, yet important, especially as we see current countries being devastated by war and natural events, disasters specifically. The director stated that she hopes this movie will put the refugee conversation back on the table. Actual refugees were used in some of the scenes, especially the one in the rubber dinghy in the ocean, which is just heartbreaking. And the seasickness and the fainting were all real. The night scenes in the ocean, however, were filmed in a big pool just to keep everyone safe. The director did an excellent job painting images that were absolutely devastating and yet hopeful at the same time. That's hard to do. Yusra Mardini, the real life Olympic swimmer, did one of the stunts for the actress that was playing her in the movie. And so I think that's super cool. Because of this movie, more attention will be given to the refugee crises around the world. And I think that's great. You can learn more and take action at websites like Human Rights Watch and Amnesty International. Share your words of inspiration and hope using the hashtag Free Humanitarians. The scene with all of those life jackets was so powerful. My jaw just dropped. Your eyes will be opened to the refugee crises all over the world. It was inspiring to see modern young women, especially from the Middle East, and how they were so independent and hopeful and educated about world events. I think it's really humbling how so many people around the world use English, my native tongue, to communicate with one another. We Americans often forget there's a whole world out there, whereas the rest of the world is very well aware and work hard to learn foreign languages. I love that the Olympics made room for countryless athletes to compete. So kudos to the inclusive thinking leaders who made that decision. The end of the movie shows screen cards that tell you where the sisters and their cousin who were featured in the movie are today. So there were many things that I liked about the movie and hardly anything that I didn't really like. But the biggest thing by far is that the movie is just way too long. There are so many scenes that could have easily been cut down or deleted altogether to get the film down to more of an acceptable length. We get the point. A lot of scenes are they're dancing or swimming or partying, and we're like, okay, we get it. They're young, they're still playing and playful and all of that, but we just didn't have to go on and on and on and see certain moments repeated even. However, those moments that I probably would have deleted do show that they're hopeful, and that's an important part of the story. So let me give you some tips for parents in case you want to watch this together as a family. There is talk of war, death, and politics. Some of it kids won't be interested in, and some will just go over their heads. Young kids will be pretty bored because it's a lot of talking. There's devastation, bombing that we see, lots of smoking, alcohol, and drug use, often by young people. We see an attempted rape. There's lots of profanity, and we have to read subtitles during certain parts of the movie. And I like that because it reminds you these are people from around the world speaking different languages. Some of the themes that are illustrated really well are survival, sisterhood, sacrifices for family, determination, working together, and the asylum seeker experience. All right, so there are some interesting lines, actually quite a few. I have them on my written review at moviereviewmom.com. I'll share one of them with you right now, which is kind of an overarching theme that has layers of understanding. And that is, in the beginning of the movie, you see the father coaching his two daughters to be Olympic swimmers. He doesn't say, oh, just have fun at this and do well at this. His goal is but always to get them to the Olympics, which is super impressive. Anyway, he says to his daughters, find your lane, swim your race. And I love that advice for swimming, of course, but for life as well. And there are some beautiful moments of imagery where the girls are doing certain things, and it shows the symbolism of swimming in their lane and choosing what they're doing. And anyway, I really appreciated that and thought that was good filmmaking, just that alone. Now, let me share another devastating yet simultaneously triumphant movie that I wanted to recommend to you. It's Angelina Jolie's directorial, I think it was her debut, the movie called Unbroken, based on a true story. And the majority of the movie, you are devastated watching what this one man goes through. Your heart just breaks into a million pieces in a million different moments of that movie. And yet there is triumph along the way. And it does have a good ending, just to keep you hopeful as you're watching it. Anyway, it's fantastic. I don't think I did a movie review of that on YouTube, but you can see my written review for that film on moviereviewmom.com. So before I started on YouTube, I think I was doing movie reviews since 2013, or was it 2009? And so if you can't find my YouTube review, you can find my written review of movies. Anyway, thank you so much for spending some time with me. I hope if you watch this movie, you really do enjoy it and that it inspires you. Have a fantastic day, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.